It can be a dangerous scenario for realtors being alone while showing open houses. This morning on 12 Weekend Today, we're talking about what you can do to help. All right, thanks, Matt. Well, being alone in a home with complete strangers, that's the reality for many realtors here in the Valley. Coming up next on 12 Weekend Today, how you can help make sure your realtor and your home are safe during an open house. Welcome back, everyone. Well, this week, Team 12's Charlie Etzedy did a story about realtor safety and the dangers of open houses. Now, it's a daily concern for most realtors to be sure they are taking precautions and managing their business such that they minimize risk and remain safe. Now, Realtor Henbest is here joining us with some tips on, I guess, how we can help make things safer for them.
Yes, absolutely. Well, I think number one is awareness of it. And I want to thank Charlie for doing this story as a realtor and for our profession. We really appreciate bringing attention to this because it not only affects the realtor, but it affects the consumer and the people who own the homes that are being walked through and so forth. So I think number one is to raise awareness and to let people know that this is a concern for us, and it's also our concern for your own individual homes. So my recommendation is, if you do have your home listed for sale and your realtor is going to hold an open house, partner with them on how to do everything you can possible to make sure that it's secure. Now, these days, a lot of realtors will partner with a lender or with another realtor to co-host the open house so that they're not alone, which is great. But even still, having two people in the house is not your safest bet. So as an owner, you could let your neighbors know that there's going to be an open house. Ask your neighbors to stop by. Additional advertising as well. Have your friends stop by. You could stop by. You could drive by. You could also text them and have a code word between you that means something, like, "Are you okay?" and have some sort of code word reply that means no, everything's not okay. Or if you don't get a reply quick enough, you know there's a problem. You could also call them and check in and just tell by the tone of their voice if anything's happening. But it is definitely a concern that you don't know who's walking in those doors. And you also have to keep in mind with an open house, the safety of the home. Sometimes 5 or 10 people could come through at once. And if one person is there alone, you want to make sure that your belongings are also secure. So it's definitely something you want to have in teamwork and in tandem to make sure you're kind of watching out for each other.
You know, and I want to say, we had some cases, I want to say last year, where I think someone was actively seeking out, I think it was realtors who may be alone at open houses.
Right.
So this is a real danger that you guys are dealing with, you know, on every weekend yourself. I was telling you kind of the same thing. I went to an estate sale once because the woman was there with maybe she had a gun and a taser like on the table with her. And she told me it's because she had problems like with people, you know, strangers coming in, getting a very awkward feeling. And you're there all alone in a house. But talk about, you know, estate sale valuables, but if you have an open house, I mean, all your stuff's in there as well.
Absolutely. And again, if you have multiple people come in, and sometimes, you know, they're professionals and they'll intentionally come in as a group, have one of them distract you, somebody else is looking through the house for valuables. A realtor only has one set of eyes. So you are setting yourself up not only for danger for the realtor, but also for the house. I'll tell you personally, I'm just not a fan of open houses. I don't do them personally anymore. And I do think it's something that maybe over time will change. I mean, I don't know too many people that want to sit in their house and say, "Hey, strangers, come on in." And I think now with the world of technology and real estate has changed, people are able to see the house and understand a neighborhood without having to go to an open house. Now, a lot of realtors won't like my opinion of that because for them, they use it as a marketing tool. But I do think now with technology, it's sort of replacing the antiquated use of an open house. And really, if somebody wants to buy a house, their best bet is to partner with a realtor, go look at that house with their realtor, and then everybody knows that everybody's accompanied and legitimately looking at the home.
And we have some tips if you're interested buyers, you know, meet at the realtor's office, provide a copy of your driver's license, and give the realtors that just to get information so that they're safe. They feel safe in there.
Yeah, because aside from open houses, a lot of what we do is show our listings. If we have a house listed for sale and somebody sees it on the internet or drives by and sees our sign, they'll call and say, "We would like to take a look at your listing." Well, how do we know you really want to look at our listing and you're really not just trying to get us alone in the house? So we require people to show us their identification and to give us some information about them to verify who they are. Just this week, I had somebody call me 3 times. They wanted to take a look at a listing, and I said, "I would be happy to show it to you, but please send me some identification." I said, "You can just take a picture of your driver's license." Never heard from him again.
So oh, yeah, and that's scary, right? So some good tips, and if they want more tips, where can they go to your blog?
You can go to the blog, bestinazhomes.com.
All right, thank you so much, Holly.
You bet.
And coming up tonight on 12 News at 10, you can watch Charlie's full story once again on those open house predators. We'll be right back.